Welcome to the Open Hips class. Today's class will wake you up to your hips. We focus on stretching, strengthening and mobilising your entire lower body, paying particular attention to the glutes and hip joints. This class warms and energises the whole body while improving balance, focus, concentration and releasing old emotions. When you're ready, join me on your mat.
Let's begin at the front of your mats, tuck in the hips, tuck in the ribs. Beginning in chair pose, so bending the knees, lifting the upper body high, gazing towards the hands, sinking the tailbone under. Holding this pose, holding chair pose, bringing the thighs together. Either keeping the hands apart, or if it gets too intense with the shoulders, take the hands out in front of you. Exhale, folding forward. Squeeze towards the knees, inhale, flat back. Stepping back into your knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Lowering down into your vinyasa, upward facing dog. Pushing back into downward facing dog. Stepping forward, raising your right leg, three-legged dog, into your warrior one. So first of all, lining the knee with the ankle, lifting the arms overhead, gazing towards the palms, sinking down into the hips. Placing all the weight out on the outside of your foot, sinking further if you can. Extending the arms out to the side into warrior two. Looking over, gazing over your fingertips. Lengthening forward into side angle, so sweeping the arm overhead. Finding that clean line of energy from your little finger, your shoulder, your hip, down your knee and out of your little toe of your extended leg. Side angle. Slowly moving, rotating your hips forward into a high lizard. So your hands are in between your feet are on the outside. Dropping your knee down. You might feel that already in your hips, so you can keep the hip nice and high. Holding it here. This time coming down into a low lizard onto your forearms. And you might want to drop the foot out to the side, so you're coming onto the outside edge of the foot. Just to work into your inner thigh and play around with either coming high onto your toes or dropping the knee down, depending how it feels in the hips. Coming high onto your hands, you're going to swoop the arm over behind you and exhale, lengthening forward. Sweep it over towards your heel, lengthening down, pushing forward, sinking further into the hips, extending the arm, inhaling, reaching. This time reach a bit further towards your ankle, really sinking into that high lizard. But now you're going to introduce a lunge. You're going to introduce a quadricep stretch. Release that leg. Arm comes over, back to your high lizard, pressing up. Pushing back into three-legged dog. And release. Three-legged dog on the opposite leg. Lifting high. And stepping through into warrior one on the opposite side. Lifting the upper body first, sinking down into the front thigh. Gazing towards the fingertips. Opening the arms out to the side into your warrior two, keeping the hips low. Engaging the thigh, knee in line with the ankle. Slowly beginning to move into your side angle pose, sweeping the arm, lowering the hips, chin is in towards the armpit, eyes are gazing towards the hands. Moving forwards, bringing your foot out to the front, into your high lizard. You'll feel this in your hips. And again, you might want to drop the back knee if it gets too intense. When you're ready, coming down onto your forearms, and maybe even take your foot onto the side to work into your inner hip and your inner thigh. Playing around with whether you want your knee high or low, depending on how it feels within the body, looking for sensation. Bringing your body back up again and swooping or sweeping your arm over and extending. Inhaling, sweeping over and extending. Inhale. Exhale, breathing into it. Engage the glutes, reach for the ankle, lift the chest towards the sky. Really feel this deep into your front quadricep, into your front thigh. Your quadriceps are probably screaming now if you're a runner. Coming high again into your high lizard, slowly lifting up, pressing back into three-legged dog, releasing. Planting that foot down into downward facing dog. Breathing deeply. Inhale, prepare to step or jump to the front of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Back into your chair pose, how you began the sequence. Exhale, Namasté. Well done. Preparing for your second flow, number 2. Inhale, raise the arms overhead, elbows leading the way as you fold forwards, squeezing the tummy, plant the heels of the hand down, nose comes towards the knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping back with your right leg, dropping the knee, crescent moon. Lifting the chest high, hands come to your heart center. Raise the knee off the floor into a lunge position, and from here we're going to step forward into a knee lift and step back into a lunge. Knee lift, squeeze the abdomen and lunge back 3 times, and then we're going to hold it and move into a yogi squat, so legs are wide and knee lift. Yogi squat, lower the hips and then lift the knee towards your chest. After 3 times we'll hold. Lifting the knee, this time wrapping round into eagle in the legs. And if you can, eagle in the arms, so wrapping underneath the elbow. Finding your balance as you gently open the legs into wide-legged goddess pose or fierce angel or horse pose. Opening the palms, squeezing the elbows. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, exhale. Lifting the chest, inhale, exhale. Bring the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers and start to position and move the feet into your humble warrior. So arms overhead, bringing the chest forward inside the body. Pressing down as much as you can today. Opening the shoulders while lowering into the hips. Keeping the hands where they are, pivot the feet round into your aeroplane. So bending the knee to begin with, opening the hands, lifting high, pressing into aeroplane 3 times, trying to hold your balance. Bend the knee and press up into aeroplane. Hold it here. Squeeze the elbows together. Use your breath and slowly stepping back into a crescent lunge, a crescent moon. Pressing back into your chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Completing your vinyasa. Downward facing dog before we repeat the same thing on the opposite side. Stepping forward with your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, folding down. And inhale, bending the knees, squeezing the thighs, Namasté. Moving now to the opposite side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lengthening first of all. Squeezing into the thighs, straightening the spine. Stepping back into your crescent moon. Lifting high, dropping down into the hips. Bring your hands to heart center and hover the knee off the floor into your lunge. From here, we're going to be stepping up into a knee lift. When you're ready, inhale and lift the knee. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Knee lifting, flexing the foot, lengthening back. Moving into your yogi squats and knee lift 3 times, and then you'll hold your squat. This number 2. Lowering down, lifting the knee, and holding here. Lift the knee, wrap the foot around the calf into eagle legs, lift the arms, wrap the arm underneath the elbow, squeeze the elbows high, keep the eagle arms where they are. As you open out to the sides, lower the hips down into goddess pose. Squeeze the elbows together, hands into your center. Inhale, lower, exhale. Inhale, squeeze the elbows, exhale. Squeezing the elbows, lifting the chest. Holding it here. Lowering down. Extending the arms behind you. Lengthening into humble warrior. Lower the chest down towards the floor. Keeping your balance, pivot the back foot round. Open the hands as you begin to press into aeroplane. Pressing the thigh, Keeping the back leg lifted, working through strengthening now around the hip joints, holding it here. Squeeze the whole of the back body, then stepping back into your crescent moon, gazing towards the sky, holding your plank, and then choose your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Completing your second flow. Stepping through towards the front of the mat, lengthen the spine, nose heads towards the knees. Inhale, bring yourself to standing. Exhale, Samastitihi. Final flow, number 3. Inhale, raise. And exhale, lengthen. We have scorpion in this round. Inhale. Flat back, palms down, stepping or jumping back into your chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Choose your options. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high, three-legged dog, bend at the knee. Come high onto the back tiptoes. Keep the knee high as you press forward to the outside of the tricep, working through the side body, working through mobilizing the hip. Keeping high, scorpion, knee to shoulder or knee to tricep. Hold it here. Bring the foot across the body, lowering down, stretching back into pigeon pose. Release the back toes. Lift the body nice and high. Arm sweeps behind you, lengthens down in front of you. Inhale, reach, exhale, lengthening, and reaching and lengthening. Forehead down to the floor, holding it here. Maybe take a few breaths, releasing the opposite arm, surrendering down, allowing all the tension in the hips just to roll out from the body onto the mat. Imagine releasing and letting go. Moving now, attempting your king pigeon. So flex the back foot, bringing the outside of the foot to the inside of the elbow. Straighten the hips and then interlace the fingers overhead. Again, this might be one that you want to work at over time. So maybe just choose your ordinary pigeon rather than going into this king pigeon posture. Gently press the heel towards the glute. Exhale, release. Inhale. Pushing back into downward facing dog. Left leg lifts this time, three-legged dog, into scorpion with the legs, onto your tiptoe. Slowly rotate the hip towards the outside of the shoulder or the tricep, lifting high, keep the knee high as you aim towards the shoulder. Rotating the knee, keeping the hip high, hold it there. Bring the foot inside, across the body, lower the knee down into pigeon pose, releasing the back toes. Deep inhale and exhale as you settle down into pigeon pose, sweeping the arm behind you, lengthening forwards, forehead comes down. Inhale, reach, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, reaching, exhale, lengthening. Inhale and exhale. Holding it here, stretching both hands and arms in front of you, relaxing down into pigeon pose. Again, releasing any tension in this side of the body, in the hip joint, all the muscles surrounding the hip joint. Preparing to enter into King Pigeon. So bringing the outside of the foot to the inside of the elbow. Squaring the hips forward, raising the arm overhead, interlacing the fingers. Squaring off the chest and the hips. Again, stretching the heel towards the glutes as a final stretch. Inhale. Hold your plank. Squeeze everything you have. Come to the end of the practice now. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Rolling into downward facing dog. Breathing deeply. Pushing the heels into the ground. Feeling more open as well as probably stronger in the hips. Resting the knees down. Coming to kneeling. Hands in your heart center. Thank you for joining me today for this open hips class. Wishing you a wonderful rest of the day. Namaste.